Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Central Park Joe here, and I just want to share with you a conversation that I overheard a couple days back. I was training a client, and there was a fellow trainer and his client working out in the same vicinity, and they were talking about the usual stuff: work, life, exercise, things like that. And then the conversation sort of took a turn into the nutritional side of things, right? And so the client was expressing to his trainer that he was looking to kind of like the age-old thing, right? You want to lose fat and gain muscle at the same time. And he was kind of like, he was not really satisfied, you could tell, with his body composition, and was asking his trainer's advice on what he should be eating to lose a little bit of fat, but gain or keep the same amount of muscle. And the client, I know both these guys. They're both really cool guys. I like both of them a lot. The client in question is in really good shape. He's probably about 10 years younger than me, so I don't know, early 50s. Looks great. Plays golf, does all kinds of things, and then he does the workouts. He looks terrific as he's performing the exercises, and quite honestly, his trainer is really good. He's very, very good, and so I'm prefacing all this with this conversation because this kind of came out of left field to me. So they kind of started going back and forth about what this guy's been eating, like a day of, like, what I eat in a day kind of thing, right? So he starts going through like breakfast, maybe some eggs, maybe some fruit, things like that. And, and then lunch is either fish, sushi, dinner, chicken, salads, things like that. Sounds like a great diet to me. Sounds like he's right on the money. So at that point, it got very interesting. The trainer suggested to him that he should be eating breakfast cereal. And not just any breakfast cereal, but he should be eating Raisin Bran, Frosted Flakes, because clearly he's not getting enough sugar in his diet. And so I thought that maybe it was kind of like he was trying to be funny with this. And then I realized he was serious. And he said, especially Raisin Bran, because those raisins have even more sugar than just the regular cereals. And I thought that was an interesting sort of way to kind of sell this guy on the idea of adding breakfast cereal into his diet. Then he goes on to suggest 3 protein shakes a day, with one of them being a smoothie. So I would imagine, he didn't get specific, but I would imagine if it's a smoothie, it's fruit, it's stuff like that. Some people put oats, some people put other things. They put like kale and all that in there, right? And that was to provide him with extra sugar, especially in the morning. And I kind of looked at his client's face, and it was kind of like one of those things where he was sort of like kind of nervously giggling, like, okay. And so he's like, yeah, he said, you really, it's that sugar that you're missing. That's what you need. And it's so funny because yesterday when I was in the supermarket, I made it a point to go over to the cereal aisle and take a look at what's in these cereals, which there's really not much in the way of nutrition in there. And so I kind of was baffled until this morning. I thought to myself, maybe the trainer is playing like a 3D chess kind of thing, and maybe he's like just keeping his client's goal just out of reach so that he'll always have and always retain this client. I don't know. Because what could the reason be behind this? Or I don't know, maybe if this client actually reaches his goal of whatever he's looking for, a 6-pack and looking, like a bodybuilder, maybe he'll quit. Maybe he'll say, hey, I've achieved my objective and I really don't need a trainer. So maybe there's a little bit of that sort of psychology going on there. Otherwise, I just can't figure it out. There's really nothing in the breakfast cereals I was looking at that would make me want to give up eating whole foods, one ingredient whole foods that our body needs for growth, for repair, to shift into like an artificially flavored, artificially colored product that I don't think is going to do very much for you, other than, see, what happens, guys, is if you if you don't have the proper nutrition, especially if you're exercising, especially if you're under a lot of stress, your body will draw the nutrients from itself. And that's why you see people who don't eat very well, who have terrible complexions, their teeth are all falling out, they're very susceptible to injuries, they're always sick. It's because their body is taking from itself to maintain basic functions for your brain, for your senses, and just to get up out of bed and move around. So it's a cautionary tale. And again, I always preface this with everything that I say. Do your own research. If you're eating Captain Crunch and Frosted Flakes and Fruit Loops and all that stuff, and you're thriving, you're achieving your goals, that's wonderful. But as I always say, do your own research. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to anybody. Don't listen to the PhD gurus who tell you to do this, that, and whatever. If it doesn't work for you, don't do it. But I just thought it was a really interesting conversation. And, I'm curious to see the next time I see these guys to check out this guy's progress, to see if he actually is making the type of gains on this type of new eating regimen that is going to get him shredded and it's going to get his golf game better. Hey, look, maybe they're onto something. Maybe they're onto something that I don't know about. But I think it's really interesting, and I think it's really going to be something that I don't know. It kind of goes against every instinct that I have. So, guys, let me know what you think down there in the comment section. And if you enjoy cereal, I think it's great. I think it's wonderful. But it's just really not something that I don't know that you need to be eating cereal to achieve like an aesthetic goal, right? I just don't know. But guys, again, let me know what you think. I love all you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as I always say, it is our time to shine, regardless of if you're eating cereal or if you're eating sardines or if you're eating popcorn and Pop-Tarts and all that stuff. Guys, love you all, and I will talk to you in the next one.